Here's my predictions for UFC Fight Night. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Yadong. And starting off this card is Ding Meng versus Cam Nelson. I'm going with Ding Meng. Just off of experience, the better resume. Cam Nelson has been fighting in the regionals of Canada against some cans. And I can't rate you if you're just beating up these bums, these uncles, these grandpas. You know, I can't rate you, unfortunately. If you had gotten outside the hood and or outside the out the trenches, then we would be talking about something different. But Ding Meng should get this one done quite easily, first round finish, I think. Maybe goes to a decision somehow. We'll find out Saturday night. Moving on, Xiong Jingnan versus Julia Polastri. Xiong Jingnan lost to Angela Hill in her last fight. She's moving around quite quickly. Polastri lost to Tatalita Alankar, who's a 5'1 midget. I'm going with Jingnan. Okay. I think she had a trilogy with Angela Lee in one championship, and she won the trilogy 2-1. She did lose one, and she beat Angela Lee in the trilogy. And I rate her more highly than Julia Polastri. Polastri is ass, if we're honest. Like, how do you lose to a 5'1 midget? I get it, she's not the tallest either, but, like, you have such a reach advantage, 5-inch reach advantage, and you're still losing? Come on. Get real, you know what I'm saying? I'll go with Jingnan decision. Moving on. Lawrence Liu versus Hector Santiago. Lawrence Liu beat... I forget what his name was. He beat some Chinese guy on UFC 325 undercard. He won the road to UFC, basically. He had a very competitive fight with the Chinese guy that I'm thinking of. And Santiago's from outside the UFC. He lost to a guy who's 13-7-1. And I'm not going to rate you for any of that. Lawrence Liu... And he also lost by sub to the guy. Lawrence Liu, first round submission, maybe second round. That's what I got. Lawrence Liu will probably control the clinch, the grappling, and get this one done. Just first round sub, quite, pretty much a layup. Moving on. Xiao versus Francesco Nuzzi. Xiao Long lost to Christian Quinones on the Contender Series. Quinones lost to Barcelos and some Korean guy, but he more recently beat Chris Matinho. Xiao Long had that weird Cody Garbrandt fight. He also had a very competitive fight with Su Young Yu, who took a round off Elijah Smith, who's quite the athlete. He also had another competitive fight with some other Chinese guy. Am I thinking of the right guy? He KO'd Quang Li. He starched him. And if you can't take Xiao Long to a decision, you're going to lose probably. Xiao Long isn't the most finishable of guys. He should have won the Cody Garbrandt fight. Cody did not do anything that fight. They both kind of did a bunch of nothing, but moving on. Francesco Nuzzi from the PFL. It's coming off a no contest. Pretty clear Xiao Long TKO'd KO. Round 3. I'll go round 3 just to mix it up. I think this is a very clear layup. Nuzzi just came off of a gosh damn no contest. And he's Italian. There's no good Italian fighters. Xiao Long KO TKO round 3. Moving on. Jack Jenkins versus Sean Woodson. Jack Jenkins lost to Shepe Mariscal technically, even though he was winning the fight. He lost to Gabriel Santos. He beat Ramon Tavares. He was going to fight Marwan Rahiki, but he pulled out. Sean Woodson just lost to Danny Gay. He's been out for a bit. They both have been, just out for a little schmuck of time. Woodson is all legs, and he does have the 10-inch reach advantage and the 5-inch height advantage, but I'm going to trust the process and go Jack Jenkins low kick TKO. He breaks people's legs, tibias, all types of shit. And he broke Herbert Burns' legs, you know. He also has some slick boxing. Sean Woodson could be working them front kicks. He also has some decent boxing at range. Not so much in close. He's pretty counterable with his long spider arms. I mean, look at those legs. Look at them. Look at those chicken legs, bro. They're just ready to be chopped down. You know what I mean? And I think Jack is going to get this one done. I'll probably go like third round low kick TKO. Moving on. Ray Tsuruya versus Kevin Borjas. Borjas is coming off of a win over Andre Lima. Tsuruya is coming off a win over Luis Grule. I got Tsuruya here. I don't rate Borjas at all. He's trash. He's just an overachiever. Like, he's not supposed to be winning, but when he does, he does. You know what I'm saying? He did get Emmanuel Rodrigues in some trouble. You know, he has some pop. But Rodrigues is like 5'3", and he's a power midget. Tsuruya can easily out-grapple Borjas. Borjas did beat Ronaldo Rodrigues, who I did have Borjas winning against Rodrigues, but that's because Rodrigues is literal trash. Like, he's actual shit. And Borjas, you know, he can strike a little. I mean, he's got some decent lateral movement. I mean, you can call it running if you want. I'm just going to be professional about it. And Tsuruya, you know, he has some striking as well, but he doesn't use it a lot. He's primarily a grappler, submission grappler. And I'm pretty high on him. You know, he went to a decision with Josh Van, so did Borjas. Borjas did drop Josh Van. You know, he had more success, but that's a stylistic matchup more than anything. And Tsuruya, you know, he got a takedown or two against Van, but he didn't do much. He beat Carlos Hernandez, Garule, Hernandez, and some schmucks on the road to UFC. But I trust in Tsuruya. I trust in the process. You know, so, you know, they're both kind of the same size of fighter. Tsuruya round 2 sub. I think he'll work the low kicks and just get... Borjas has really terrible low kick defense, and I think that's going to be the go-to weapon for Ray. So, I got Tsuruya, round 2 submission. Kind of similar to the Alessandro Costa fight, if y'all remember that, where Borjas got his legs chopped, he couldn't stand, he got hurt. He just got put down and out. You know, he got put into, I think, punches from back mount. Yeah, so I think I got Tsuruya, either sub or ground and pound TKO. Moving on. Namsrai Batbayar versus Andre Lima. Let's look at the odds for all these fights. Minus 750, insane. Jeez, man. Really? Jingnan is a dog? Yo, cash it to the bank, yo. You could get some good money out of Jingnan. She's way better on the feet. She's literally levels above Polastri. It's not like Angela Hill's that bad of a loss. Doesn't Angela Hill have a win over Rose Namajunas? Sure, that was early days, but that's still a win over Namajunas. You know, I'm pretty sure Zhang trained with Angela Hill, so that's crazy. I'm going with... I want to go with Batbayar, but... I'm going to trust Andre Lima to get this one done. I can see Batbayar just scaring Lima away with the shots. Lima is decently well-rounded. He did lose to Borjas. I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. I really don't. I really, really don't know how to feel about that loss. I would like to go Batbayar, but we just haven't seen a lot from Batbayar in the UFC. I'm going with Andre Lima, decision, maybe a third-round finish. I think it will be a beat-em-up Andre Lima performance. Batbayar does have some pop in those hands, so maybe we see a Batbayar finish. I don't know. Lima, you know, he hasn't looked great. I'll keep it real. He has not looked the best against some people. You know, he just gets caught up in making it look too pretty. Like the Borjas fight, where was the urgency? Like, we were just throwing at range, you know, letting him get away from us. That fight, man, just messes with my prediction head. It's just very sad, you know. But yeah, I think Lima will get it done. I think he'll get it done with the striking at range, you know, just piecing up Batbayar a bit. I think he gets a decision. I won't mind to see Batbayar succeed against Lima here. I believe this fight is at 135. Oh, it's at flyweight. Oh, I thought this was at 135. I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. You know what I mean? I thought it was at 145, but it is what it is. I mean 135. But yeah, I got Andre Lima decision. I think Batbayar will be giving Lima some trouble early. Now, to the main card. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh, whoa. Yeah, disgusting, my bad. Okay. Bilal Hasan versus Nilson Rojas. I have Bilal Hasan round 2 KO TKO. He did beat an Indian on the Contender Series. I can't rate him just yet. He beat an Indian. Let's calm down, guys. I think Rojas is gonna just get it done off of... I think he's gonna get done some good boxing early, but he does become a little too wild on the cage when he gets his opponent backed up. He gets a bit wild, you know. He's got that little thingamajiggy. You know, I think this will be an interesting matchup for Hasan to see how he deals with some good boxing early. Rojas does have some decent hands, you know, I can't lie. He's not complete trash. You know, both these guys, 28 hit per minute, of course. You know, he has a few... They both have a good amount of KOs. Rojas is also undefeated. This is going to be a good one. I like this fight for both guys. I think this is a good way to introduce more fighters to heavyweight. That's the best thing you can do. It's just to see... I mean, did I say heavyweight? Flyweight. My bad. I was thinking about Terrence Chapman versus Anthony Went. But yeah, I think this is one of those fights where it's going to bring in a new contender to the division. And it's going to be very important to see how these fighters grow when they get farther and farther into their careers. I think Rojas can be something. You know, he won't be the best flyweight. I think he could be... You know, I think he could give some lower end flyweights some trouble. You know, like a... friggin... I don't know. I was going to say like Shannon Ross, but he got cut. Okay, moving on. I think Bilal Hasan is the crisper striker. I think he's going to get it done on the back foot, like a step back right while Rojas is overthrowing. But we'll see how this one ends. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive than people think. I think Rojas has the hunger, and so does Hasan. So it's one of those fights that, you know, whoever's hungrier will get it done. Moving on. Liu Che versus Levi Rodrigues Jr. Oh, man. What to say? Liu Che was booked against Junior Tafa, former Glory kickboxer. People forget, man. Liu Che was the K1 champion for a bit, and then he got finished by a 7-1 guy who's going to be on the Contender Series via ground and pound. And I would be like, oh yeah, Levi Rodrigues Jr., yo. He has worthless ground skills as well. Really worthless ground skills. Like, if your immediate defense is to, squirm around and top mount, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? I think Liu Che is going to be the cleaner striker here. You know, Rodrigues is a bit of a blob. He did test for PEDs in his Contender Series win. He ain't looked the same since. He has some pop. But I think Liu Che is going to get this one done. And Liu Che is not inherently chinny either. So I think Liu Che's kickboxing experience is going to play a big role in this win for him. And I have him beating Levi Rodrigues Jr. via decision. I don't think Rodrigues is going to get a first-round finish. It could happen. Is it likely? Probably not. Let's look at the odds. 190 to plus 160. Insane odds for Hasan versus Rojas. Who's the favorite in this one? Minus 270 favorite for Andre Lima. Interesting. But yeah, I got Liu Che here. I think he's going to get it done. It wouldn't be stupid to put money on Rodrigues, in my opinion. He could definitely get it done. Liu Che is a taller guy. He might have that tall man defense, but you can't just ignore the accolades of Liu Che with his kickboxing career. He's the Chinese Alex Pereira. I'm joking. But yeah, I think he will get this one done. I think. Rodrigues is low-key kind of a blobbing. He's a blob. He kind of be blob. Keep it a buck. He has the blob build. I think Liu Che is going to be cleaner, a little bit faster. Probably going to be slicker on the feet. I mean, we literally just saw that Fernando guy, I believe Lucas Fernando, who was also kind of like the same-ish build of like the height. You know what I mean? I don't know about the speed. Maybe Liu Che is a little slower, but when you have like that kind of skill set, it does translate well on the feet against like a big power puncher who's hungry for knockouts. You know what I mean? Like Tobias was. Maybe we could see a repeat of that. Likely, probably not. Liu Che decision, 30-27, outclasses Levi Rodrigues. Alex Perez versus Sumudaerji. I'm going with Alex Perez. Why? Sumudaerji lost to friggin' Louis Smoka. That was forever ago, though. It's Louis Smoka. Didn't Patty Houlihan beat Louis Smoka? Jesus Christ, man. Louis Smoka. When was the last time you heard that fucker's name? Jeez, man. But yeah, I have Alex Perez winning. He has a knack for beating taller guys. He just beat Charles Johnson, this year. He just beat him. You know what I mean? Come on. Let's be real. He just beat Charles Johnson, the Skullet Master himself. And I think Alex Perez gets this one done easily. I think he gets it done in the second round. Sumudaerji is a bit chinny. He did also get dropped by Charles Johnson, if y'all forget. But Alex Perez did get dropped by Sumudaerji in the first fight. I don't think he'll be as reckless. I think he'll be a little more smarter with the approach. He'll probably work some low kicks. He does have some good low kicks. Alex Perez does. He can chop some trees, but this will be a tricky one for him. He's Unk, and he's a bit older now. He's not no young prospect anymore. I don't think finish is likely. I'll go Alex Perez decision. 29-28 decision. Sumudaerji has a knack for doing better later on, but when he gets, outclassed a little, he does become a bit more passive and lets himself lose. The Charles Johnson fight when he got hurt, he arguably could have won that fight, if not for that knockdown, he could have arguably won that fight. I'm pretty sure it came down to that knockdown and I believe the second or the third. Also, Alex Perez missed weight for that fight. He should just move up to 135 at this point. Also, the height difference isn't really that much. It's only a 2-inch height difference, but a big reach difference, I think Alex Perez gets this done by decision. Gets this one done by decision. 29-28. Moving on, folks. Aoriqileng versus Kai Asakura. I have Kai Asakura. Aoriqileng got slimed out by Ayman Zahabi in one round, and that's all you need to know. Keep it real. That's all you need to know. Literally all you need to know. If you're getting slimed out by fucking Ayman Zahabi in a round, that's all you need to know. Kai Asakura round 1 finish. Nothing more to say. Asakura, sure, he lost his first 2 UFC fights, but that's to Pantoja and Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott's always tricky. You know what I mean? He's a pretty strong grappler. If we watch the Steve Usyk fight, he was picking up Steve like it was nothing. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, Tim Elliott is a tricky guy to fight. Like, he has some good he has good wrestling. He beat Sumudaerji. You know what I mean? Like, he's no easy task. He's always a bit, you know, a bit tricky for guys, no matter where you come from. Unless you're Muhammad Mokaev. And he was giving Mokaev issues. He was giving Muhammad Mokaev issues. He was arguably up 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Before he got subbed. So, I got Kai Asakura. And, Aoriqileng does have some pop. You know, maybe Asakura will be a little more weird than he did against Smotherman. But we'll see. Asakura round 1 finish. Moving on. Xiaonan versus Denise Gomes. I got Denise Gomes here. Decision. I think Xiaonan is she former title challenger, can't put the experience behind her, but very enthusiastic at the photo shoots, but rough weight cuts, I know. You know, weight cuts are pretty difficult to go through, dehydration. But the energy just wasn't there for me to be like, oh yeah, dude. Same with Lawrence Liu. He looked very enthusiastic there. I got Denise Gomes. I think the momentum's on her side. Xiaonan does have a win over Mackenzie Dern. You know, she also has a win over, what's her face? That's all I can think of right now. But, you know, Xiaonan had a decently... she lost to Verna Jandaroba. She took a round off of Weili Zhang, or Zhang Weili. You know, after almost getting put to sleep in the first, you know what I mean? So, that was pretty impressive for her to come back from that. And to get a knockdown and take a round off of Weili was pretty impressive. But, yeah, pretty much it. Hold on, let me see if Xiaonan has any more insane dubs, bruh. If I'm forgetting anybody, but I don't think there's anybody of note that I'm forgetting, to be honest. Tabitha Ritchie and Jessica Andrade. And she beat Angela Hill. I mean, Xiaonan did lose to Marina Rodriguez and Carla Esparza. So, can't forget that. But Esparza was champion, you know. Denise Gomes slimed out Yasmin Uribe in like 30 seconds. And then she also slimed out Elise Reed. And I believe she beat Tisha Pennington her last fight. So, I got the momentum of Denise Gomes. She did lose to Angela Hill. People forget, man. You know, but... yeah, I got Denise Gomes' decision. I think her clinch work will come in clutch. Moving on. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. All right. Had to take a sip of water for this one. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Song Yadong. And I have Umar Nurmagomedov. 5-round decision. I know you're going to be throwing tomatoes. Come on, guys. Let's be grown-ups. Now, I don't hate Umar, but I don't like Umar as much as the next guy, okay? I'll keep it real. I do not fucks with Umar Nurmagomedov. He does have some slick striking. Can't deny that. He smudged poor Figueiredo. Kid was scared of us on the feet. We can't really control that. You know what I mean? And I just think Umar has the way better of resumes between the two. In their last 3 wins, we'll look at them right now. Song Yadong has Figueiredo. Umar has Figueiredo. They both have Figueiredo in their last fights. Man, Figgy's about to fight Payne Talbot. I feel so bad, man. What did he even do, bro? What did he do to deserve this? What did he do to get slimed out? You know what I mean? Like, jeez. I'll give credit to Figueiredo. He's going into his third fight this year against hungry guys, against really good fighters. And respects to Figueiredo. I'm just taking a second out of the day to just Figueiredo acknowledgement day. Like, that, he has some, like, to do that is pretty crazy. Can't lie. Song has Figgy, Cejudo, and Chris Gutierrez as his last 3 wins. Whew. He also beat Ricky Simon, Marlon Moraes, Julio Arce, Casey Kenny, and Marlon Vera. Some good names here. Other than that, not too much else to think about. Umar Nurmagomedov. We'll look at his last 3 wins. Davison Figueiredo, Mario Bautista, Corey Sandhagen. Those 3 wins, 10 times better than Chris Gutierrez and goddamn Henry Cejudo for sure. And the way he did it was very impressive. I thought he had a decently, okayly competitive fight with Corey Sandhagen. It was a very, what are we really doing here? This fight is boring. And Corey did not take any risk for some reason, Kid thought stand switching was going to save him. But he beat Mario, who Mario beat Corey impressively, and Figueiredo. So, not as impressive, but, The Corey Sandhagen win's good. Bautista win is very good. And the Figgy win is whatever. Both guys have Figgy on their resume. Poor Figgy, man. He's such an unk now. He's missing weight at 135, too. That's tough. And he missed weight for the Umar fight. Umar just 30-27'd him. And Song Yadong submitted Figgy. Man, where's the guy who's beat up Joseph Benavidez? You know what I mean? Anyway, Umar Nurmagomedov has the better boxing, I think. Not boxing. I think Song Yadong has more explosiveness in his hands than Umar. But Umar colded Ronnie Barcelos. And Peyton Talbot couldn't do that. Maybe it was one of those shots where you're ready for an impact to, like, your body and not your head. That's kind of what he cut Barcelos with. It was a body kick to a lead hook, I believe, or a rear hook. Smoke alarm beep. And Song Yadong caught Figgy in a guillotine. He dropped the first round on 2 judges' scorecards to Figgy. He dropped a round to Chris Gutierrez. He also, dropped a round on a scorecard to Cejudo as well, and got a technical decision off of it. In Seattle, if y'all remember, but yeah, he was, Cejudo gave Song a tougher fight than you would hope or you would imagine. Like, he gave him a decently competitive fight, and I just got to go with Umar decision. I have to. This will really show if Umar is really ready for the next steps, Because he did lose to Marab, and that really hasn't proved too much, Like, he gassed in those final 2 rounds. Smoke alarm beep. And I got Umar Nurmagomedov, 5-round decision. Maybe late rounds finish, if we see any improvement. Maybe an early... Umar decision. Song Yadong is a pretty tough fucker, man. Yeah, that's what I got. But Song has a really good chin, and you never know, man. Maybe he could power through it and land some nice stuff on Umar and get a decision or a finish, but we'll see. We'll see Saturday. Maybe the stars will align for Song Yadong and he gets a title shot next. We'll see. Maybe, you never know. Maybe the stars align. Yeah, I got Umar Nurmagomedov. 48-47, maybe a 49-46 decision. He'll probably win the first 3, maybe 3, 4, 5. I think he'll win the first 3 and then slowly drop off from the 4th and 5th. You know, maybe we have a closer competitive round on the third for Song, but I think it will end in an Umar 48-47 victory. Now, reviewing the picks, got Umar, Gomes, Asakura, Perez, Liu Che, Hasan, Andre Lima, Tsuruya, Jenkins, Xiaolong, Liu, Jingnan, Xiong, and Ding Meng. There we go. My bad if I butchered any of the names. They're low-key a little difficult to pronounce because the way they say on the commentaries, they say it completely different than I ever would imagine. Like, they'll call Ding Meng Ding. Like, I get it, bro. Alright, thank you for watching, dear viewer. Goodbye.